Drops again, fires. That ball's caught in the right flat, inside the 5-yard line. Ball come out. The ball came out at the end of the run, inside the 5-yard line.
As the season ended in Kansas City Saturday, Doug Pederson met his mentor Andy Reid at midfield. Pederson said, "Love you." Similar words are being echoed here in Jacksonville.
Cannot say thank you enough to Doug Pederson. Yes, the calming feeling, the peaceful feeling of every guy in this locker room knowing we got a general leading us, it's real.
It's been a memorable, surprising, and franchise-changing season in Jacksonville.
It is picked off by Rayshawn Jenkins. Josh Allen scores a touchdown.
Down 27-0, and they just kicked it to win it and go to the next round.
It might have ended on Saturday night, but around here, it feels like just the beginning.
We got to do one, do ball. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Live from your official station of the Jacksonville Jaguars, this is Jaguars All Access. Brought to you by Fields Auto Group. Fields Auto Group. Never pay over MSRP.
With Doug at the helm, that standard's going to be like that for as long as he's here, and we're going to buy into it. He had prophesized playing meaningful games in December and January, and we did it.
Dewey Wingard might be the hype man for Doug Pederson. Absolutely loves him, but who doesn't love him here in the River City? As we say hello from String Sports Brewery one more time, and everybody has a chance to say thank you, Doug, for what just happened the last couple of months and where this organization is now headed. Hey everybody, welcome inside String Sports Brewery. Brent Marco along with Jeff Lagerman. Jaguars All Access presented by Fields Auto Group. And, well, here he is, the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Doug Pederson. I know you love all this attention.
I tell you what, it feels like we won a championship.
Well, it might not have happened yet, but it feels like we could be on our way here in Jacksonville, Coach.
Let's hope so. We got the foundation built, and we're heading in the right direction, that's for sure.
So have you had a minute to catch your breath from the end of the season?
We have. We've had a couple days now to kind of, reflect on everything and, kind of put everything to rest, and then we're kind of focused on 2023 now.
All right, we do our Baptist Health game-changing moments, and we're going to take you to 3 memorable Saturdays here in Jacksonville, and it goes back a few weeks. And, Doug, a big-time play by your defense.
This was a game changer. Rayshawn Jenkins, what a great player, comes in, hits the quarterback. Josh Allen, scoop and score. We had a couple of these defensive scores, this year that were big moments for us. And, this was a tough football game. It was going to come down to the fourth quarter. One play, defense stepped up and made a big one.
Yeah, 4 defensive scores and 27 takeaways on the year. That's a hard number to achieve every year, but that's an incredible performance by the defense as far as that category.
It really is, and I think sometimes they don't get enough credit for that, and Mike Caldwell, first-time coordinator, and his staff did a great job of putting that scheme together and getting our players to buy into him, and that's a hard thing. I was once a first-time coordinator, and getting players to buy into what you're trying to get done, and they did a great job this season.
Baptist Health game-changing moments continue. We take you to the next electric Saturday here in Jacksonville for the playoffs, and Riley Pederson completes the 27-point comeback, and this is one you'll always remember.
I've been a part of 2 of those comebacks. I was down 28 points when I was a coordinator in Kansas, or I was up 28 points in Kansas City as a coordinator and got beat. But I love being on the other side of this, 27 points down and coming back and winning the football game. Riley Pederson did a great job for us all season long. And, the ball barely made it through that right upright. But you know what? It still counted as 3 points. We won the game. It was a great job by him. And it was really a great job by our football team to get us in this position to win that game.
A part of NFL history. It's never been done to come back from -5 in a playoff game. That's something you're going to remember forever.
That part of it is not so good, but to come back and win is, it's something we talk about. We got to take care of the football, obviously, number one. But what I liked about Trevor in that football game was he never flinched. He never wavered. Early in the season, that might have bothered him. But towards the end of the year, it didn't faze him. he had that bulldog eye, and he just went out there and took care of business and let us down for the game-winning kick.
Yeah, some kind of mental toughness there. Baptist Health game-changing moments continue, and we take you to this past Saturday in Kansas City. Oh, so close, some plays to be made, but you had your chances, and Trevor Lawrence to Christian Kirk gave you a chance. You guys didn't blink all year. You just kept battling.
We did, and we put ourselves in this position, and no one believed that we would ever make it to the divisional round of the ASC playoffs. And this was just a great throw and catch by Trevor and Christian. And you know what? This game kind of surmised our season just a little bit. We had those highs, we had the lows, we had opportunities to capture this game at the end. Obviously, the unfortunate turnover right there on the 5-yard line or so to go down 3 points, but these two guys are going to be connected for a long time, and we're excited to have Christian Kirk here in Jacksonville with us.
And we're actually going to be taking that play into the film room because there was a nice little tweak that you had on the play design where you got Christian Kirk in the backfield. We'll get to that later on. But I loved some of the design of the plays that you had this year. As obviously a guy who loves watching a lot of film, and it's kind of part of my job. The play design that you guys were able to come up with week after week in your first year as a coordinator was just impressive to watch.
Yeah, I give a lot of credit to Press Taylor. Our history goes back to Philadelphia. He had worked his way up just like I did as a quality control coach, and then obviously now as a coordinator. And he's done a great job of just managing not only the staff but the offense, the messaging. He does all our installs for us. He's got a big hand in our offense. He comes up with some of the, with between myself and him and Jim Bob and some of the other offensive staff members, putting these game plans together. And it's kind of simple in a way when you got players like Christian and Zay and Evan Ingram, and you want to put them in positions to be successful. It's easy to come up with lines on a page, but it's up to Press to kind of let the page kind of unfold so the guys can see it and then go execute it on game day.
Well, speaking of Trevor Lawrence, obviously it's key in any organization. The development really hit a new stride in the second half of the year, and now you get a second year with him and a lot of continuity. It seems like the sky's the limit for Trevor Lawrence, and that guy that they drafted #1 overall a couple of years ago, we're starting to see. Are you seeing it too?
Yeah, we are starting to see it. And when I spent some time with Trevor here in these last couple of days, had a chance to sit down with him and talk about the season, that's one of the things that he mentioned to me was how comforting it is and how sort of relaxing it is in a sense that he's got the same head coach, he's got the same coordinator, same scheme in 2 years in a row. And if you remember back in Philly, we had those guys, second year is when we made our biggest jump with a young rookie quarterback at the time. So you're going to see bigger strides, I think, from Trevor this offseason, not only individually, but I think as a team in year 2. We're excited to get back out on the grass. And honestly, April 17th really can't get here fast enough, for us, because our guys are excited to get back here and get to work.
It's been impressive watching the leadership that he's displayed show throughout the year. And the more better performance, I guess you could say, that he had, the more it kind of showed. And when you're talking leadership with a group of veterans, really good weapons that he had, that was impressive.
It was, and it does take a village. It takes everybody to get the job done, but we have the right guy behind center to lead us, not only this year, but into the future, and we're so excited with what Trevor can do and really what our free agents did. It was exciting to bring these guys, Foye, Foticasi, Arden Key came in, Evan Ingram came in, all these guys that we brought onto our roster all made impacts for us. And that's what it's going to take, right? It's going to take those guys gelling, and especially going into year 2.
Well, you mentioned it earlier on the defense, the big play capability of this defense, but you also have a lot of young guys. Trayvon Walker will develop, and Muma and Lloyd and other guys like that. Heck, even Tyson Campbell's a young player. Does the defense excite you with the pieces that you have and where you could be maybe next year or even the year after?
It really does. And you mentioned Tyson Campbell. I put in Andre Sisco in that mix, And these guys are young, they're hungry, they're energetic, they brought a lot of passion to the defense, Trayvon Walker and all these guys. And, so many young guys got valuable reps and minutes for us this year that I'm excited. I'm excited to see what Mike can do in year 2 with these guys. We know we have to do better and we have to improve, and that's why we'll get to work in April.
Hey, we're just getting warmed up with the head coach, Doug Pederson, on Jaguars All Access, presented by Fields Auto Group. When we come back, Jeff goes to the film room, dissects one of those plays, and we'll get reaction from Coach about that play. It's Jaguars All Access, live at String Sports Brewery one more time this season, live on Fox 30. Thanks for coming out, everybody.
Jaguars All Access is brought to you by Fields Auto Group, including Land Rover Jacksonville. Test drive the Land Rover Defender today. LandRoverJacksonville.com. Baptist Health, changing healthcare for good. Fanatics, officially licensed everything. And TIAA Bank, created to serve, built to perform.
There's a lot of things that we can do better, that I can do better. I know that I still, for sure, have my best football in front of me. So it's going to be, that's the exciting thing, is all the things that we accomplished and how much we left on the table.
When you watch Trevor Lawrence play football the last couple of months, when you watch him lead, remind yourself he's 23 years old. That's it. A lot of good times ahead in Jacksonville with Trevor Lawrence and Doug Pederson. Welcome back, everybody. Oh, he's got the book. The book's good, by the way. Fearless. I've read it. And a lot of other people have as well. That's Doug Pederson's book out, coming off the Super Bowl year. Welcome back to Jaguars All Access, presented by Fields Auto Group here at String Sports Brewery. Brent Martineau, Jeff Lageman. Head coach Doug Pederson doesn't need an introduction. I know you're a film room guy. You're going to have to, well, critique Jeff Lageman in the film room. He takes us there every week.
All right, so let's jump right into this play, because it's Christian Kirk's first touchdown in the game against Kansas City, and we're going to find out how Doug thinks I did.
Dropping the throw is Trevor. It's a blitz. Fires to the right corner of the end zone. That ball is going to be caught for the touchdown. Christian Kirk.
Welcome into the film room. Doug Pederson and his coaching staff continue to get great opportunities offensively on this particular play. They had Jermichael Hasty, the running back, split out wide as a wide receiver. But in his place in the backfield, they had wide receiver Christian Kirk. So when Trevor ends up getting the ball right on the snap, the Chiefs are in a little bit of a quandary. They are bringing 6 potential guys in a pressure situation. Who's going to cover him? They ended up having Karlaftis cover Christian Kirk in man coverage. Great mismatch opportunity. So on the snap of the ball, tight end Evan Ingram kind of clears the route out. It leaves a one-on-one opportunity with Christian Kirk on the outside. And you can see Karlaftis is doing his best and actually doing a pretty good job running with him, but he just can't keep up. The mismatch was just too great. Great play call by Doug Pederson and his coaching staff. All right, and I got to say this, the defensive end did an admirable job of covering Christian Kirk there to go to the defense of a former defensive end, fellow defensive end.
Well, yeah, being a former defensive guy, you would say that, but you can't defend the perfect pass. I mean, that's the thing. It was a great pass, well executed. You know, if you know anything about Steve Spagnuolo, the D coordinator at Kansas City, we've got history together when he was with the New York Giants and I was with the Eagles. He's a big zero blitz guy. He's gonna bring more guys than you can block, especially low in that low red zone, tight red zone area, which he did on that particular play. We saw the communication between the linebacker and Karlaftis over there. They were talking. We saw it. I'm glad Trevor and Christian saw it. Well executed play, well designed. And again, I called the play, but you got to give credit to Press Taylor, Jim Bob Cooter, our red zone team for coming up with that design.
How much do you love the chess match of football?
That's the fun part about coaching, right? It's taking your pieces and moving them against their pieces, and the strategy going back and forth, and just watching your guys execute the scheme. That's a lot of fun, and that's why we enjoy what we're doing.
Well, Doug Pederson's pretty good at chess. When we come back, we go to the players' corner, in this instance, the coach's corner, to find out maybe Doug's favorite play call of the year. That's up next. Jaguars All Access, presented by Fields Auto Group, live at String Sports Brewery. We are with the King of Duval here on Fox 30.
Live from your official station of the Jacksonville Jaguars, this is Jaguars All Access. Brought to you by Fields Auto Group. Fields Auto Group. Never pay over MSRP.
They give it to Etienne, reverses his field, dives for the goal line, touchdown!
That's what we talked about. We'll be denied if we won, man. We're not done.
If you haven't seen sounds of the game or the sights and sounds from the sidelines, check out Jaguars.com or the Jaguars YouTube channel for all the dramatic comebacks and wins over the last couple of months. An up-close look. And say hey to the kids here at String Sports Brewery here in Springfield. Love having the kids come out each and every week on Jaguars All Access, presented by Fields Auto Group. And those guys are wearing Jags jerseys for the next 10, 15 years, and hopefully 50 years around here. We come into the Fanatics Players Corner, and we've got the coach with us, Brent Martineau, Jeff Lageman, Doug Pederson. And I'm interested to see if there's one play that stands out, but I'm going to press you a little bit to go all sides of the ball. Defense, special teams, and then your best play call on offense this year.
Well, you know, I look at our season. There were a lot of great calls, obviously offensively and defensively, but obviously there's a couple calls on defense. I think about Rayshawn Jenkins, you know, his pick six against the Cowboys that won that football game. It was a tremendous play right there. I also think about the play you showed earlier about the Josh Allen. Rayshawn Jenkins was a part of that, you know, sack, fumble, scoop, and score. And then Riley Patterson's field goal to win the wild card game against the Chargers, I think, is another play for me that I'll always remember, because it won us our first division, or as to say, our first wild card, you know, matchup in a long time here. And then for me, the call of the year that I thought was very special and really coming out of our bye was the 2-point conversion at the end of the game to win against Baltimore.
Here it is. I mean, this kind of got you guys going for the second half of the year.
It really did. And again, first half of this game, or at least for the first quarter, we kind of struggled to get going offensively. I thought the defense did a nice job in this football game of keeping us in the game. And then it came down. Great catch by Marvin Jones to set up this 2-point conversion. And this is why I like this. It's not, obviously the execution is great, but the players wanted to go for two. It wasn't a Doug Pederson decision. It was the fact that the players were coming off the field and saying, Coach, let's go for it. Let's win the game right here. We had nothing to lose. I believe we were 3-7 at the time, and it was a great way to get us on track.
We just got done talking during the break, and I think sometimes it's hard for people to understand. You just got done with an incredibly long marathon. I mean, there's been 4 games in the preseason with the Hall of Fame game, 17 regular season games, then you got 2 playoff games. The bodies are ready for a break. The minds are ready for a break, aren't they?
They are. And, you know, we obviously would love to be playing in the championship round. Don't get us wrong there. But, you know, our players and really coaches have been through 23 NFL football games, and that's a long time. The year I won the Super Bowl, we were 16-3. We went through 19 games. So we've played 4 more games, you know, since that time. So our guys do need a break. And we got a lot of young guys that have been through an NFL season now, and they need a chance to recover mentally and physically and recharge for this upcoming season.
I think it's one of the most underrated things. And when you take those top draft picks, they go through that draft cycle. They come off the college year. They go right into the NFL year. Those guys haven't had a break in a long time. And their college season ended like in early December. So that'll give you a little insight on how long the NFL year is. When we come back, we take a look at the headlines and how Doug Pederson and this football team re-energized you, the fan, here in Jacksonville. We talk about it on Jaguars All Access, presented by Fields Auto Group, when we come back from String Sports Brewery in Springfield.
Live from your official station of the Jacksonville Jaguars, this is Jaguars All Access. Brought to you by Fields Auto Group. Fields Auto Group. Never pay over MSRP.
All right, to take a look at the headlines, meetings today for Doug and the staff, and as they start to head into this offseason. And listen, the NFL is a 12-month of the year calendar. You get a little bit of a break. Super Bowl on the horizon, Senior Bowl next week. Trent Baalke and staff will be there for a couple of days. And then you go into free agency in March, NFL Combine on the way too. And April 17th is an important date. That's when workouts can begin, and hopefully a guy like Calvin Ridley gets cleared and will join the Jaguars in that playbook on April 17th. Here in Jacksonville. Welcome back, everybody. Jaguars All Access, presented by Fields Auto Group. Brent Martineau, Jeff Lageman, and Doug Pederson. And I think you can feel it. You can feel it here. You can feel it with 70,000 plus against Tennessee and the Chargers. You guys and you have revitalized this city. How cool is that to bring so much joy to people?
You can feel it. You know, you can. I think our crowd, every home game, the crowds got bigger. The crowds got a little bigger, a little bigger. And, you know, even though we struggled in the month of October and we lost every game in October, everybody stayed to the fourth quarter. Our guys never quit. The fans never quit. They stayed there, and it paid off for us when we played Tennessee for the AFC South, title there in January.
How exciting was it to be able to walk into that environment for the last game of the year when everything was for the taking, and to see what was in that stadium?
It was electric, and I kept telling the team all week, because a lot of the guys hadn't experienced that, especially at this level, and it's a different environment. It's a different level of emotion, and so I kept talking to them about how excited, because we practiced in the stadium. Our facility's being built, so we practiced in the stadium every day, and I just told them to look around. I said, this place is going to be rocking, Saturday night against the Titans, and then hopefully the next week, obviously, against the Chargers. So it was a great atmosphere. Guys fed off of that, and something they'll always remember. I
love it when a fan base can feel the team and the team can feel a fan base, and I think that marriage happened here in 2022. All right, well, you're the coach of the year around here, but you'll be even bigger coach of the year if you give us one Duval to end the show like you wrap up the team in the huddle. So give everybody a Duval, and thanks everybody.
Hey, we got to get one in. Let's do it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Duval.
Doug Pederson. Have a good night, everybody.
From your official station of the Jacksonville Jaguars, thanks for watching Jaguars All Access. Brought to you by Fields Auto Group. Fields Auto Group. Never pay over MSRP.